our Luma. So, is in this particular case as well, there is one particular PPT template that we have shared with you all over the emails, and also at the same time on the Luma. You can find that particular thing. You need to just copy it and then make it yours. Do the changes in that particular template only. Don't make a different sort of PPT on your own. That is something. Apart from this, it is very much important for all the team members to be registered individually in the solo registration that we did previously. But if that wasn't possible, and if you are still changing your team members till now, that's totally fine. We can understand that. Apart from this, anyone is having any sort of issue in terms of team members or like PPT submission, or you're not able to understand the idea, because ultimately this is the idea submission. Whatsoever idea that you will be deciding or you will be basically submitting in this particular stage, and if you get qualified for the phase two, then in that case, you have to work on that particular idea only. You cannot change your idea at any point in the future phases. Okay, so that is something you need to be very much clear about. And the next thing is regarding the members as well. I understand that sometimes, like some members, like various team members, back out the end moment, but try not to have these sort of situations. And if even after idea submission and you get qualified for the phase two, and this is something happens with you, please try. Please just let us know in advance that this is something which is happening. All right. Yeah. Anyone is having any question, feel free to ask.
Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes, so hi Chavi, I'm Shagni Chakravarti. Basically, some of my team members are not sure if they did the individual registration or not. Is there something I can do about that? Like they are just not sure if they don't remember if they actually did the individual registrations or not.
Have they
That's
received the mail? Actually, I will answer this question. So basically, all the individuals who have registered for this event, they are getting mails
Yeah.
from Exergota Hackathon email ID, and that is, I think, on every alternate day we are sending notifications to all the
Okay.
registered participants. So if they are not receiving the mail, it means that they have not registered.
Okay. Basically, they were telling me that they recently, just recently, like this past week, they received a mail from Exarcator Hackathon that to register, to go to this link or something like that. So did they register, or was that link for the team registrations? They just got it the last week.
How many emails they have got? Because we have also sent emails to some of the people who have not registered. But to
Okay.
all the registered participants, we are continuously sharing notification like Diwali wish, along with that mentioning about the PPT details, like PPT templates and all.
Okay. So the
If they are
Diwali wish
continuously,
email, yeah, I'm asking the Diwali wish email. Did you send it to everyone? So I'll just tell them to check it out.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Thank you.
And as we are receiving submissions, so there was one common thing that we have received. Just would like to share here so that later we should not have any miscommunication. Some of the submissions that we have received, it only contains one team member name. So will not be able to continue forward with those submissions. If they you should have at least 3 members in your team or at most 4 members. If someone is just applying individually or with one team member, so they can submit their ideas again. That is something that we can give it a chance. But after the registration closes, idea submission closes on 5th of this month, 5th November, then they will not be able to submit their ideas again. Although final submission that we'll be receiving, we'll be evaluating based on that.
so it is pretty much recommended that sorry. So basically, in this particular case, it is recommended to kindly resubmit your idea submission, and please have some team members in this case. And apart from that, regarding the idea submission, when we had a look to some of the submissions, the details were not properly mentioned. If you feel like you want to, as you know that in the last slide we have mentioned, you if you want to add something else, feel free to add as well. So please, like you kindly use that particular slide to add something more about your project, the thing that you want to like. And if you have any sort of prototype ideas that you have made or anything, feel free to add the pictures or something to that particular PPT so that it can make some more logic and we can get some more idea about what sort of project you are working on, and it will help us in the like evaluation part. And apart from this, the main thing that regarding the registration part as well, just if sorry, regarding the certificate, as Arti mentioned in the chat. So regarding the certificate, it's clearly mentioned that in the first phase, if your submission was a valid submission, in valid submission means that you have just submitted the PPT, and the PPT has some sort of like project idea in it, and which is actually logical. Okay, that is not something that you have just came up from the chat GPT or something. Then it will come in the valid submission part. Okay, and there's no sort of guidelines that we can provide to you that what are the valid submissions, as we know that you all know what are the valid, what does actually valid submission mean. So the people who would be doing a valid submission and might not able to go to the phase two will show, like for all the valid submission, they'll be receiving the certificate, a digital certificate for that particular thing. And obviously for the people who will go to the phase two, they'll be moving on to the hackathons period. And also the whole hackathon is remote. So since it's already second, so I would personally recommend to please push more to actually come up with a good idea that would make a lot of sense. As you know that if there are a lot of generic ideas that people would come to, okay, so there are high chances that your idea might be good, but someone had a better approach for the same particular thing. Okay, so try to come up with some better and better ideas. Don't just do chat GPT, because you know that you are not the only one who would be using AI for the ideas. Okay, try to come up with some more realistic and logical ideas that would make actually a good impact. And since you know that it is a government hackathon, so please, it is not at all mandatory for you to like combine it with government at any point. It's totally up to you how you want to make the idea stand out, because ultimately the idea, your project, everything would be a huge like add on to your CV, to your resume. And for the if you actually be in the top five, then obviously the investors, right? So yes, please think from that perspective. Actually, we wanted to make some slight changes in our idea PPT, but we have already. Yeah, so you can simply go to the Luma and you can just cancel your registration, and after that, you will get the option to to like do the registration again. Okay, so that's how you can do the re-registration, or I can say re-upload of your idea submission PPT. Again, if you have any sort of questions, feel free to ask. Also, please, one more thing regarding the platform or the language and software and all. So, there's one particular thing we have cleared in the starting. So, there is no barrier. But if you are making anything in terms of VR or MR, so kindly, whatsoever it is, that should actually work or that could be accessible via MetaQuest at least. Okay, MetaQuest 3 or MetaQuest 3S, basically the Quest OS. Okay, so that the judges can have a look properly. Don't make something which is um, only accessible to a particular VR headset kind of a thing. Okay, or some like like a total different OS. Please have a look to it as well.
Yeah,
Hello.
and like I would like to add one point. If you have something that is completely different on the hardware side, then that is also something that you should have clearly mentioned in your PPT. It should not be a surprise for us when we are evaluating the prototype or the phase two part. Even if it is something on the hardware side, do let us know in advance. At least in the PPT, it should be mentioned.
I have a question.
Excuse me. You can go ahead.
Yeah, so my question is, imagine I've submitted my teams and idea presentation, but later we're planning to add another person who has already registered, but he hasn't found any teammate or something like that. Can we do that later?
No, after this idea submission phase, you cannot add any member in the team.
Okay.
All
And
those
one more
members who have
question.
not submitted the ideas
Uh-huh.
after 5th November, like after the idea submission phase ends, they will be like automatically disqualified for this competition. So then
Who
they
hasn't
cannot be
submitted?
later
Oh,
joined to
okay.
any other team. Yeah, who hasn't submitted?
Got it, got it. And oh, phase two is the phase where we work on the project, right?
Yeah, we'll be
And
working on the prototype.
yes, and what happens in phase three?
Based on the prototype implementation, like the first phase is completely based on your idea, we'll be
Huh?
evaluating. The second phase is completely on your development. So whatever idea you came up with, how better you implement it, that is something on which we'll be evaluating the projects. So we'll
Okay.
be like if you are coming up with a Android app, so you'll have to submit your APK. If you are coming up with a web app, you'll be submitting your link for the evaluation. So there should be a executable file that we can try from our side, and based on that, we'll be doing the evaluation. But yeah, also make a note of it that while evaluating each project, we'll also consider your presentation that you have submitted in the phase one. Even you have some minor changes in your idea, once you start implementing it, the main concept should be same because
Got it.
we'll be evaluating based on the PPT that you have submitted during the phase one.
Got it. And once the prototype is evaluated for phase three, what exactly happens in phase three? What are we supposed to do in phase three?
So the main duration will be during phase two. So you'll be getting more than a month to work on the prototype. For the phase
Uh-huh.
three, there will be only like 10 to 15 days at most. And you will be doing the
Okay.
final polishing for your application. And
Got it.
then you will be presenting your idea in front of the jury members, where that will be the complete presentation of your idea, your project, and the entire use cases of the presentation. So, like the first phase is the idea presentation, second phase is the
Mhm.
project presentation, third phase is the combination of both. You'll be entirely pitching your idea in front of the jury members.
So third phase will be
Exactly.
focusing on polishing and working on the presentation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
also I just
maybe
want
there
to
are
add one
minor.
more thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Just one thing. So basically, as you know, like phase one is the idea submission. In the second phase, there will be approximately, you can say, 100 teams, or might be like 60, 70 teams. Let's see, that will be going to the phase two. Then after the development and everything will be completed, because you'll be getting more than a month of time to do the development part. Then we will be only like selecting like 30, 40 teams or 20 teams depending on the like scenario that time, and those 20 or 30 teams depending on that particular situation would be competing with themselves in the phase 3, in which you would be obviously polishing your idea in a way that it will stand out, and also your PPT and everything. And after the phase 3, like after that particular time period, you'll be obviously presenting, and the top 5 teams will be actually getting the chance to like their travel and accommodation will be on us, and they'll be having like 3 to 4 days at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. and in which they'll be coming. There will be n number of booths of like different technologies. You'll be like coming and showcasing your project, whatsoever you have made. And after that, a lot of investors, a lot of influencer would be coming. You can showcase your idea, you can pitch them, and so you'll be getting your like prizes and everything on this stage from the ministry only. So that is the thing that we have planned. Yeah. And in the phase two, we were also planning to have some sort of offline session to some like selected cities. So yeah, let's see how it will go in the phase one, and then let's see who all we will be able to meet in the phase two offline meetups.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Good evening. My name's Jeremy. You mentioned some generic projects earlier. Could you give me a few examples of what you would consider a generic project?
We
Um,
cannot specially mention the project ideas, but I think in our past meetup we have already mentioned some of them. The basic one is like VR tourism. VR
hmm.
Uh,
tourism is a very common idea, but what unique implementation you have made in your idea for the VR tourism that can make your idea unique?
all right. Thank you.
And just one suggestion to it, since you know that it is like India-based hackathon only for the Indians, so it would be highly recommended to whatsoever project you are making, try to keep it India based. Basically, the places you are we are not exactly restricting you to for your creativity. It's just a suggestion in a way. Whatsoever you are making should actually create the impact for the Indian audience, for the Indian community, or somehow like that. Okay, because basically, since we are saying it's a India's biggest hackathon and a lot of stuff, so the also the themes that we have like came up with, if it would make a lot of sense to the Indian community, or you can say the Indian audience for and for different brands, then it would be a lot of a lot easier for us as well to tell to the investors in the future that okay, this is something that they have come and that would make a lot of sense for your product or brand. So also at the same time, please whatsoever project or something that you're making, try to keep it niche based, that will stand out, and your creativity is obviously there, and the things that you are using, try to please have a look to the like already existing VR, MR, or AR particular projects, that does it actually exist or not. If you actually see that this already exists, then please don't go for that particular project idea. And again, no, nothing, no pivoting will be allowed after fifth. So whatsoever pivoting that you want to do it right away. It's totally on you, but please, nothing will be allowed after fifth, and there is nothing that we would be able to do.
Any other questions?
Is there anyone
Yeah,
who? Yeah,
hello.
yeah.
This side.
Yeah.
Hello. So I have a one question regarding the mockup, the images we have to share in the PPT. So can we generate the images from the AI, like a storyboard or in that way?
Yeah, you can, but it should actually help us understand about your idea. That is the
Okay.
main purpose of the mockup. Whatever idea you want to present, it should be a visual
Mm.
representation of your idea. You can generate
Okay.
it to AI or you can create on your own.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, hi there, Praful this side. So, same question
Mm.
regarding design mockup only. Like, ideally, what should we include in our design mockups? Whether it should be some screenshots of a small working prototype, or it should be having just some storyboarding and wireframings of the design in VR.
We are not expecting that you have already started working on your idea, so we'll not tell you to send screenshots of your application or prototype. The main purpose of the mockup are just to help us understand about your idea. So it is a very common term in the industry also. When we pitch any idea or a concept to any company, we should have a mock-up or storyboard that can just help us understand about the core concept of your idea. It does not require any user interface or a screenshot of your application that we'll be looking for.
Okay, okay, understood. I thought okay, storyboard will work, right?
Yeah, storyboard will work.
Okay, thank you.
Hello. So, in the presentation, you have suggested that we can add additional slides apart from the given single slide for the problem statements and solution statements and mockups. Is there any cap on the total number or the range? Like, for example, like not more than three extra slides or some cap?
There is no, I don't think there is any cap, but we'll just suggest not to make it too detailed. We can add 2 to 3 slides at max. And I think that will be sufficient to explain your idea. If you are just adding 2 or 3 slides at max.
Okay, thank you.
I have a use case that I think I should share with you. So, for example, if there are two ideas which got shortlisted for the phase one, idea A is very unique. Idea B is not that much unique if we compare both the ideas. So, idea A is way better than idea B, and both are shortlisted for the phase one. Now, during the phase two, when we'll be getting the prototype, like the project deployable file from your side, we got to know that the team who worked on idea A, they implemented only 30% of idea A, what they have thought of. And the team who worked on idea B, they have implemented 80% of the idea B. We will be, though the idea A was better than idea B, but during phase two, we are not evaluating based on the ideas. The complete evaluation will be based on what, how you have implemented that idea in a prototype solution. That will be completely based on how is like what is the better approach, how you have implemented that idea. That you have to you should know, you should be aware of that in advance. Any other
Hello.
questions? Yeah,
Hello.
yeah,
Hello. Am I audible?
yeah. You are audible.
Yeah. Hi. I'm Rohan Kumar. I'm sorry that I joined in late, so I missed the presentation. Is there any possibilities that you have recorded it or you can share the presentation?
We have not shared any presentation. This is the complete Q&A session. I think we
Okay.
can share the recording, but it's all about the queries that each of us was having. If you have any questions regarding the idea submission round, you can let us know.
Okay. So I have few queries. Can I ask now, please?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So first of all, at this stage, are you just looking for the concept or in a brief, like a layman, in a very general language, or you want technical details as well?
I think the format we have already shared in the idea PPT. So whatever information we are asking based on your concept, you can just
Okay.
refer the PPT. You will be getting an idea.
Okay. And if I'm not very well versed with these technologies, so under that
Mhm.
conditions, would there be any mentoring or any course, any learning material provided from your side?
We will be having some webinars from industry expert, but we cannot give you an assurance that that particular webinar will help you in your project because there are n number of softwares, SDKs. We don't know which person is working on which SDK. That is something that you have to take care of. But yeah, there will be some webinars from industry experts that might help you. But there is no in-person mentorship or technical support that you will be getting from our side.
Okay. And if our concept is involving any kind of hardware, then what about the finances for the hardware? Do we have to arrange it from our side, or will there be some incentives or something like that?
No, we are not supporting financially till phase three. If your project actually requires some hardware, that will be arranged by you only.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello.
Huh?
Yeah, I have one more questions. So it is regarding like uh, we are the four members and
Mhm.
we have a one team leader. So who has to submit the PPT? Like we four
The
have to
team lead.
submit the individual. Okay, the team
No,
lead
no, the
is
team lead.
only.
Yeah.
Okay, and there was like one more idea we have regarding the application. So can we submit the two PPTs, like two ideas,
No,
if
the
it is
idea that we get, the last idea that we'll be getting, we'll only consider that. If you have
okay?
submitted two ideas, so the idea that you have submitted afterward, the second idea will
Okay.
be shortlisted for the final phase, not for the first
So
idea.
so can we not do like this? Like one person is different team leader and another is different team leader. We both are
No,
submitting different ideas. So that will not work.
no, if no, that will not work.
Okay.
One more thing I would like to suggest. So I think in the PPT we have also mentioned about the tools that you will be using. So it's not compulsory that whatever tool you have mentioned over there, you only have to use that, because we totally understand while deploying AR or VR experiences, sometimes it happens that some SDK doesn't work as we have expected, and during the deployment time we change the SDK or we might change the tool. So, but you will have to mention the tools that you are planning to use, but it's not compulsory that you cannot change it at a later stage. Any other question?
Yeah. Hi. As just now someone's mentioned that if they have multiple ideas, then individual person can. So is it necessary to have a team of 3 to 4, or individuals can also independently apply?
No, it's necessary to have a team of at least three and at most four. So all the individual submissions will be disqualified after this phase. So therefore, we have also mentioned earlier that if you have submitted individually, submit like cancel your registration, submit your idea again with a team of three or four.
Yeah, I understand that. So, under
Mhm.
the current scenario, many of us have formed team with the members from this forum. Okay, so
Mhm.
everyone has some or their own ideas. So, under that condition, it will be difficult for the team members themselves to uh, pitch forward, select in or finalize one idea, because everyone has their own unique idea. So, how to sort this out?
No, so it's not like that. We have already communicated this in the beginning during the registration phase that if you have idea, you should have a team of three or four. All the team member will register individually, and later they can form team. If you are doing the registration, that time you should have a team who will be working on your idea. It's not like everyone can just register individually, come up with an idea, and then they will be voting which idea they can come forward with.
Yeah, because in the first message during the registration phase, it was mentioned somewhere
Mhm.
that we will get you teams and it was mentioned
Yeah,
if you do not have a team, then we will help you to form a team. So maybe many of us would have thought,
yeah.
ki, okay, I will get a team member later on. Let me register with my idea.
Yeah, so we already have an option in Discord where we have opened it for everyone that whoever is not having a team, they can ask for one. Like we have got a lot of messages in the inbox that they want to create a team, they are looking for a developer, someone is looking for a designer. So that platform we have given for this purpose only. And also we opened the registration again after a lot of requests that we got from your side. We opened the registration on 28th or 24 hours. Still, if you have not find a team from the Discord, then you can tell any of your friends who can apply, who can do the registration and they can become your team member.
Sorry
Like,
to interrupt,
my
Ashutosh.
friend is not registered. So can he register later on after my idea gets selected or something like that?
No,
Okay,
our
understood.
idea submission was like our registration was closed on 20th, but after a lot of requests that we got, like some people in the last webinar, they were saying that they are not able to get teams in the Discord like from other team members, and they have some people who can be their team member, but they have not registered for this hackathon. We
Okay,
reopened the registration on 28th for 24 hours, especially for those people only.
understood.
Uh,
Understood.
Hello, Ashutosh.
Yeah.
Actually, I have registered from on behalf of my team. So, was it necessary to register for the complete team?
Yes, it is,
Yeah.
and if you haven't, no issues. Like, we'll have a look to it because a lot of people are coming up with this particular doubt, and so we, as Ashutosh mentioned, we actually opened the registration for that purpose only 2 days back for a day, and that's fine. But okay, we'll have a look to it what we can do. But yes, solo registration was also important. And apart from that, there's just one thing that I wanted to say. Please don't do two, three submissions from the same team. Actually, I just realized a few people have done like two, three, like same team member did two, three idea submissions. Okay, so please avoid that because if you'll do so, then I think you might not be able to qualify to the phase two because then we won't be able to understand which PPT to have a look to, and if we'll look to your not so good PPT, then you might not be qualified, and that won't something that we would be able to do anything because as we have mentioned, there's only one idea to be submitted from each and every team. So please adhere to that particular thing. Yeah, over to you, Ashutosh.
You can cancel the registration if you have submitted an idea earlier and you want to resubmit it. That is there is an option in Luma where you can cancel that and again you can submit the idea. But yeah, if the same team is submitting multiple ideas, then we cannot like we'll not review all those submissions and then we'll decide which is the best. We'll just have a look that they have cancelled the previous registration or not, and in the worst case, we can just go with the final idea, the last idea that has been submitted. Not even open the previous ideas.
Ashutosh, when can we get when is the next round and what are the details for the qualified people?
You can go to Accelerator Hackathon portal. We have uploaded the tentative schedule of the result announcement of phase one, and the second phase will be started when the second phase result announcement will be there.
Okay, okay, for sure. Thank you.
Hello, Ashutosh. I just contacted with my team and asked them about that mail idea that you just told me at the start of the meeting. And they said that
Mhm.
they didn't receive any mail of that sort. So is this, I think they haven't
It means that
registered.
they have not submitted. Yeah, they
Yeah.
have not registered.
So is there any possibility that they can register now? Because I have sent the whole PPT with their names and them as my teammates.
I don't think there will be any possibility because we have already mentioned shared the report with the ministry as well. That these are the
Okay.
final submission from our side. Therefore, I think we shared this notification on all the social media group and WhatsApp group for the registration.
Yeah.
So I don't think there will be any possibility. But yeah, if at least 5% chances of any possibility, we'll update you. But
All right.
consider that I don't think there will be any possibility.
Okay, thank you for letting me know.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Any tips or suggestions from your side?
I think there were some suggestions made by Chavi that you guys can use for your idea. But I don't think there are any specific tips for it. Like, yeah, since the hackathon is being done in India, so try to come up with the ideas that have some use cases for the Indian audience, either in the B2C or B2B segment. But yeah, at least it should be in the with for the Indian audience. That when you pitch, if you get selected for the final phase and you pitch your project to the investor, when the investor will arrive in Bharat Mandapam, so they will also expect that the idea that you are coming up with that should help either the Indian audience like B2C or for the B2B. And don't come up with a generic idea, even if the idea is generic, but there should be some uniqueness in your idea. Like we have heard a lot of common ideas whenever AR or VR come in our mind. For VR, we know that okay, there is a VR tourism where we can have a walkthrough of Taj Mahal from the comfort of our home. That can be a common idea, but if you have some uniqueness in that particular idea, apart from that walkthrough, what else you are providing that can add some value for the audience who are trying that experience? That can make your idea unique. Same goes with AR. If you are coming up with an educational idea, like scanning a QR code, we can just see a 3D model of the heart with the animation. That can be a generic idea, but if you have some unique features that can make your idea unique, go with that.
Understood. Thank you. That helps.
If some team gets selected up to phase three and final stage, then what kind of support will be provided at that time?
What kind of support you are looking for?
I mean,
You are looking for any tech support or mentorship support for your idea, or
that's what I want to explore: tech support, mentorship, or financial.
if
Or
your idea gets selected in the final phase. So if you are one of the five teams who won this hackathon, then there will be like I think Chabi also mentioned that you will be invited to the Bharat Mandapam for the Wave Summit for 3 to 4 days. You will be getting a space. The space will be designated to you where you can pitch your idea. You will be getting reward in Bharat Mandapam from the ministry. Your team will be getting a international trip to any AR/VR global conference, and also you might get some help from the government schemes because you will be getting rewarded by the government by the ministry directly. So you will be getting more priority over others. If your idea is something that is like that can be a very common use case for any of the ministry or department, so you will be getting more preference for like Startup India or any other government grant. You can easily reach out to them.
you.
And I think there is a cash prize and some goodies will be there. These are something that is already mentioned on the portal as well. Apart from this, are you looking for anything else? No.
Did you ask anything to me? I was not able to.
Your voice is not audible. Can you please repeat? Sorry, am I audible, right?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay. Krish, Ravi, and Riddhi are currently waiting. So can you please invite them to this session? Yeah. So any more queries? We shall conclude this session.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Audible.
don't have a query or question, but I have a suggestion regarding the event outcome that I
Mhm.
just heard about. So
Okay.
you mentioned that the idea India is specific and B2C, B2B segment, and you also want to include investors into this and the ministry,
Mhm.
right? But we all honestly know that the majority of the XR market is outside of. So
Mhm.
we have to keep that also in mind. And I would
Mhm.
recommend that if you are pitching to investors, also pitch them the
Mhm.
global opportunities because in my personal contact also I know many indie game developers who have made uh, big fund, big investment, big money on the international market rather than on the
Mhm.
Indian market, right?
Mhm.
So a
Yeah.
little bit of emphasis on the global opportunity also would be really good and balancing.
So there will be international delegates coming to this event as well. You might get an opportunity from them. So the audience or the like, if we talk about the delegates for this Wave Summit, so they will be not only the Indian delegates. So the delegates will also come from overseas. You might get an opportunity from there also if you are creating something that is having some global use case.
Yeah, for sure, because most of the headsets are outside of India only, right? In India, we have very less users who are having headset. So if someone is making a headset-based solution and having a global potential, then that should be also
So
presented to
therefore, if you
investors and policymakers.
yeah, so yeah, so therefore, like we have also mentioned that the winning team will also be getting a chance for the international trip for global conferences. If you have
Yeah,
an if you have an
yeah,
idea that
that's
have a
so.
global use case, so
Yes,
yeah.
but that's about the winning team, right? And in the winning criteria, in the competition criteria, we keep the clause that it should have India potential. Then it will be difficult for them
That is a
to
suggestion.
reach
We
there.
also mentioned
Yeah,
that
yeah,
we are just suggesting you. It's not something that we are restricting you from your creativity.
yeah, yes. Sure, no one can restrict. That's right.
Because the one of the main purpose of this Wave Summit that ministry is organizing that lot of innovations that is being done, especially in the cutting edge technology. There should be a copyright of Indian creators. It's not mentioned that the audience should be only Indian, but the creativity or the innovation that you guys are coming up with that should also come from the Indian region, not
So
from the overseas
that's
audience.
exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. That we should keep that also in the options, right? In the focus.
Sorry for interrupting. I have a question that only Indian teams are give their idea, or any other country team also give their idea too.
No, so this is the first season of Accelerator Hackathon where only the Indian origin people are open for the registration. From the
Hmm.
second season, there will be global that it will be open for the global participants. But
Okay,
for
sir.
this season, only the Indian participants will be there.
One more question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there is an also a difference for outside countries?
Please repeat.
Is there is an different criteria for the outside countries?
No, they are not like the registration is only for the Indian participants for this
Sir, in
season.
the second round or the second session, does you say that?
The second season is not second round. Second season is the next year if we are when we'll be coming up with the
Oh,
Excel Hackathon season 2. That will
oh,
that might open for global participants as well.
okay, sir. Hmm.
Is the next season of the hackathon planned next year or like it is not planned yet?
Um, Please repeat.
Is the next season of this XR Creator Hackathon planned for next year or it is not planned yet?
So there will be a second season of the hackathon as well next year. So this Wave Summit will be happening every year, starting from
Oh,
2025. So each year we'll be coming up with this hackathon.
okay, cool. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Sir, I have another question. Is there is a
Hmm.
specific date to declare the second round result? First round result
It
means.
is, yeah, it's already mentioned on the Accelerator Hackathon portal.
Oh,
So you can have a look for the timeline. Those
okay, sir.
are tentative timeline. If there will
Hmm.
be any changes, you will be notified.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions? Shavi and Jitesh, if you have any suggestion, you can share with the participants, or I think we can then conclude the webinar. If there's any queries, you can share on Discord later on. Shavi, are you there? Okay, guys, we can conclude this session now. It was great talking to you all. Yeah, we expected that there are a lot of queries from participants, and I think uh, we were able to respond to most of the queries. Do let us know if you have any queries. You can drop us on Discord, and good luck for the idea submission round. We are waiting for some great ideas.